Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be learning about profit and loss. First, some basic terminology. Cost price, I'll be denoting as CP. Selling price, that is the price at which the commodity is sold, will be SP. And marked price is MP. Now, I'll tell you what marked price is. Before that, there are also three other terms that you should know. One is profit, loss, and discount. Now, very simply, profit is when the selling price of an object is greater than the cost price. So if you sell it at a price which is greater than the price at which you buy it, you obviously have profit. And in that case, profit will simply be equal to selling price minus cost price. Similarly, you'll have a loss where your selling price is less than the cost price. This would mean a loss. And in this circumstance, the loss will be equal to CP minus SP. This should be fairly straightforward. Now let me go on to what is marked price and what is discount. Okay, in this diagram you can see that, let us say this is the cost price and you're selling the product at a profit, and this is the selling price. So this bit should be fairly clear. Now what is this? Marked price is actually the listed price of an item. So normally what the shopkeepers can do is, let us say a loaf of bread is marked at the marked price is given as rupees 12, but instead of selling it at rupees 12, they might give you a discount of 2 rupees, and hence the actual selling price will become 12 minus 2, which is equal to 10. So one thing you need to remember is that the profit percentage is always calculated on the cost price, and the discount is always calculated, if it's in percentage, is always calculated at the marked price. So let's look at the formula for the percentages. So now let us say instead of you being given the profit or the loss, you're given with a profit percent and a loss percent. The selling price in that case will be the cost price into 1 plus profit percent by 100. So this is how you calculate the selling price if the profit percentage and the cost price is given. Obviously this equation can be used to find the cost price if the other variables in this equation are given. Now in case there is a loss, then again it is very similar. The selling price is cost price into 1 minus loss percentage over 100. So just to take an example, let us say my cost price is equal to rupees 100, and let us say I have a profit percent is given as 20%. So in that case, my selling price will be cost price into 1 plus 20% by 100, which is equal to 100 into 1.2, which is 120. Similarly, if the percentage was loss, so if I had a loss of 20%, then my selling price will be 100 into 1 minus 20 by 100, which is equal to 100 into 0.8, which is equal to 80. So that is how I calculate the selling price. Now what about in case of the discount percentage that I was telling you about? In that case, your selling price is equal to the marked price into 1 minus discount percent by 100. So again, let us say I was given that the marked price of an object is rupees 200. This is my marked price, and the discount percentage is 10%. Then my selling price will be MP into 1 minus this, which will be equal to 180 rupees. Now just to revise once again, the profit and loss percentage is always calculated on cost price unless otherwise stated. So if I say that my profit is equal to 20%, it is equal to 20% of the cost price if it doesn't mention anything. In certain cases you should always read the question properly, because sometimes, just to twist it a little, they may say that the profit is 20% of selling price, in which case it will be 20% of the SP. Now discount is always calculated on the marked price. So in the previous example, I told you that whenever you're given the mark price, you'll be given a discount percentage. So you can calculate the selling price by calculating the discount over the mark price. Now, in many problems, you should assume cost price or selling price as equal to 100 and then solve the question. This is especially true because in most questions you'll be given percentages. So one approach is to work with variables like x, y, etc. Or you can just assume one thing, which is, when you read the question, it will become clear to you which of these should be assumed to be 100, and then work the question, and it will be much simplified. We'll see this in certain examples.